The housing trap, how protecting retirees is killing birth rates. Flint West reporting. Let's stop pretending this is complicated. The United States government is staring at a simple equation, and it is running out of time to avoid it. Either you make housing affordable again, or you will not have a next generation to govern. That is it. That is the trade. Housing affordability is not a market cycle. It is not a rate problem. It is not a greedy landlord problem. It is a structural choice that has been made over decades. We have turned shelter into a protected financial asset, and now we are shocked that people cannot afford to build lives inside it. Here is the baseline rule we all quietly agreed on at some point in history. No one should spend more than 30% of their take-home pay on shelter. Rent or mortgage. Same rule. Break that rule, and families do not form. Break it long enough, and birth rates collapse. Break it permanently, and the economy eats itself. And that is exactly where we are. Young people are not choosing not to have kids. They are being priced out of adulthood. You cannot start a family when the house costs $500,000 and the payment eats your entire future. Now, here is where it gets uncomfortable. The reason no one wants to fix this is because housing is no longer housing. It is a balance sheet asset for retirees, for pensions, for insurance pools, for asset managers, for registered investment advisors with fiduciary duties that all point one way: protect the asset. The baby boomers were a massive demographic wave. They worked, they saved, they bought homes, and those homes became the backbone of retirement security. So as they moved toward the exit, retiring, downsizing, liquidating, the system has done everything possible to hold prices up. Low rates, quantitative easing, mortgage support, zoning restrictions, supply bottlenecks, all of it designed to preserve paper wealth. And now we have hit the wall. Even Donald Trump, of all people, has admitted it. He has openly said he understands that younger generations cannot afford housing. But in the same breath, he admits that touching home prices risks blowing up retirees. That is the trap. And look at the solutions being offered. First, 50-year mortgages. Think about how insane that is. You do not make housing affordable by extending debt into the grave. You do not solve a price problem by stretching the loan. That is not affordability. That is indentured servitude. This content is brought to you by Bobby Giggs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Second, ban investors from buying single-family homes. Sounds tough. Sounds populist. Sounds good on television. Except investors make up less than 1% of the total housing stock. Even if they are concentrated in certain zip codes, they are not the driver of national prices. That is a token gesture, not a solution. Third, have Fannie and Freddie buy hundreds of billions in mortgage-backed securities. The idea is to compress spreads, lower rates, stimulate demand. But again, rates are not the core problem. A 6% mortgage on a $250,000 house is manageable. A 6% mortgage on a $500,000 house is life-ending. Lowering rates does not fix inflated prices. It just keeps the bubble alive a little longer. Every one of these ideas shares the same flaw. They refuse to let prices fall. Because prices falling means admitting what no one wants to say out loud: housing is overvalued. And here is the part policymakers refuse to face. You only have two real levers. One, let prices correct. 40%, 50%, whatever it takes to restore the 30% rule. Yes, that hits retirees. Yes, that hurts balance sheets. Yes, it breaks the illusion of permanent appreciation. But it restores the future. Two, flood the market with supply, and not symbolically, structurally. That means gutting zoning laws, killing artificial scarcity, allowing density, letting builders build. And notice something important. Both solutions hurt entrenched interests, which is why neither is being seriously pursued. So instead, we choose delay. We choose financial engineering. We choose optics. We choose intergenerational theft. And the cost is invisible until it is not. Fewer marriages, fewer kids, later households, shrinking populations. An economy without new entrants is just a pension system slowly cannibalizing itself. Just like credit needs new borrowers, a country needs new families. You cannot retire on housing and expect children to appear by magic. You cannot price shelter like a luxury asset and then act surprised when society stops reproducing. This is not a political problem. It is a math problem. Protect prices, lose people. Protect people, lose prices. There is no third option. And the longer we pretend otherwise, the harder the landing gets. That is the housing trap. And eventually, it closes. Flint West signing off.